What's up, everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Kev. I'm Kev, and with me today,
Liz Peterson.
And Liz, why don't you go ahead? My favorite part of Coffee with Kev is hearing everybody's origin story. Why don't you go ahead and give everybody your origin story today?
Sure. So I have, for the last 20 years, I have been helping attorneys, adjusters, and company people identify subject matter experts. I lead ExpertsGo, which is a white glove expert witness service. And recently I founded Witnessly, which is an AI-powered platform designed to help people find experts more intelligently. So I've really spent my career around one question, which is, how do you find the right expert for a very specific problem?
I wanted to ask, it is Coffee with Kev, got to stay format, what's your go-to morning beverage of choice?
So, Kevin, as you may have noticed when you asked my coffee order, I'm a little specific.
Yes, and it wasn't good enough. Yeah. It wasn't good, I missed it.
So,
she said light and sweet. I said cream and sugar, it was not quite light and sweet enough.
So when I go, I have a different order for each establishment. And when I go light and sweet, I go really light and sweet. I was just joking that it should taste like ice cream, or lattes. That's the range of my taste.
So one of the things I know about you that maybe everybody doesn't is you're kind of like the Army brat equivalent to our industry.
That is correct. I am a second generation service provider.
Okay.
So
second generation service provider.
I literally grew up in the industry.
Oh
my father before me did the same thing of helping the industry identify subject matter experts.
Oh, very cool.
So it's literally for over 50 years, Peterson has helped the market connect with expert witnesses and subject matter experts.
One of the things that I have always found, so you remember, you and I met when I was at Forte, so my forensic engineering days, and one of the jokes I kind of always had was, fire, origin, and cause, engineers, these people are brilliant, but they're almost always, maybe socially, a little off-center. Like they march to their own drum, and so have you ever run into somebody who broke that stereotype and was that unicorn, completely personable and super technical?
Yeah, in fact, I think we all know lots of these people. Look at the leaders in our industry of John Held and Jack Hallowell and Ray Young and my dad and people like that. I mean, these are people that combine both. If you look at the next generation, we have J.C. Ariza or Scott Nachman, Leo Garzon. You go internationally, there's Simon Arnold and Matt Hinckley and Paul Griffin in the UK, or Bruce Swills in Singapore. There's all sorts of brilliant people who have both capabilities. But I think what you're talking about really goes to the root of particularly expert witness work, of needing to have technical brilliance and the ability to communicate.
Yeah.
And not everybody does have it, but being able to measure that and take that as a part of the hiring process. This is actually Dennis Fitzpatrick and I.
Love Dennis.
Yeah, CEO of Clausen Miller. We were recently discussing this, and one of the things that we're looking to do in Witnessly is to include video introductions. And so that way
so
yes, exactly. So that you're getting a sense of the technical and the communication skills at the same time.
Something that is invading our industry is corporate speak, and it is nails on the chalkboard for me. When I have somebody on the phone and they say something to the effect of, we need to align our synergies in Q3 so that we can meet stakeholder, blah, 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 okay? So my question to you, what is your favorite word, or what is one of the corporate sayings that just make your skin crawl?
So one that I actually genuinely like is, now that I've had a bit of exposure to the tech landscape and the startup community, there is a concept called MVP, which means minimally viable product. And what it is get your product out as soon as you can. In terms of corporate speak that I loathe, all of the words you have said, synergy has to be at the top of my list.
Okay, when selecting an expert, what is the number one thing people do wrong, whether it's a lawyer or a claims professional? They have a claim or a file they need an expert for. What is the number one pitfall that comes into play?
I too often see people looking at a resume, it looks impressive, somebody said they're good, but does their background actually align? You know, have they opined on this before? Have they testified on it before? Have they dealt with this specific equipment significantly within their career? Are they actually an expert in this? And so that's one of the things that we're looking at with Witnessly. Is it's not only identifying expertise, it's understanding expertise and surfacing so that a non-technical person can have the same level of technical insight into an expert CV very quickly. You know, that's really the problem we're trying to solve.
All right, so my next question is, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Stop it. Never in my mind would I have
Anything
expected
by
that
heart?
to come out.
I don't sing, Kevin. I have no karaoke song.
All right, informing future experts, those who are engineers or origin and cause people or whatever, and they're going to school and they're learning their craft.
Yeah.
What is the discipline that is most needed in our industry right now?
You know, AI and cyber, obviously. BESS, battery energy storage systems, advanced manufacturing, robotics. You know, these are all of the losses that we're going to be seeing, you know, sooner rather than later. We're already seeing them. And we don't yet have the expertise for that. So subject matter experts, in general, I think are going to become even more important, because when you're looking at the complexity of a manufacturing facility, that there's no humans involved and it's all entirely robotic, you know, that requires a different level of expertise.
It's a great point, and also is a good segue into Ask the Asker. This is where you get to ask me whatever you want.
You have spoken to, you know, within Coffee with Kev, but also, you know, in your work, you talk to everyone in the industry.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm curious, what are the problems that you see that, you know, as an industry, we know, hey, we need to work on this, and yet we somehow haven't.
Yeah.
So what do you see?
The two things I think of right away when you ask me problems that I'm seeing throughout the industry, and I'll give you the first one first quickly, which is proactivity. You had just pointed out a second ago something that you do that is proactive in nature, thinking about cyber risk and battery storage and all of that. But not enough of our industry. It's all reactive. We rarely are thinking proactive, what is the need? But the thing I think is the number one problem is technology in our industry. Every claims professional I talk to, I say, what claims database do you, or what claims software do you use in order to manage your day-to-day? And everyone will tell you what it is, and then we all say the same thing. It's not the best. And then I'll talk to somebody who's switching. Oh, I'm switching from this to this. I don't want to say any names. I don't want to say any names of technologies and have people commenting angry things. But I'm switching from this. Oh, are you excited about it? Does it scratch the itch? And they'll turn and they'll say, no, but it's better than what I had before. In our industry, we need data to better inform our decision making. And we're just not there. We don't have that technology. It just does not exist. All right, here we go. Rapid fire round.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm going to give you this or that. You got to fire off your answer, and then I'm just going right to the next one.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning person.
Dressed up or casual?
Both.
Books or TV?
Oh,
no
that's
rest.
That's really hard. Books.
Concert or sporting event?
Oh, concert.
All right, when thinking about a complex claim or litigation, what are the most important bits of information someone should gather to help them select the right expert?
Know the problem that you're trying to solve. There is, you know, somebody with the exact nuanced background that you're looking for out there, but you need to be very clear about, you know, what that background is. What are the questions that you're trying to answer? And then, you know, identifying that expertise is, you know, part of the problem, then understanding it as well. I would just encourage people, you know, I think too often we think, oh, I need a mechanical engineer in Toledo, but you know, what question is this person answering, in what industry, with what equipment, in what process?
All right, so Witnessly, you talked about it briefly before and you've touched on a little bit here and there, but why don't you go ahead and give the commercial for Witnessly?
At its core, it is a populated database that leverages AI to very quickly surface experts, and even more importantly, to understand their background. So, you can type in any level of specificity into the prompt, exactly what's going on in the claim, exactly the type of expertise that you're looking for, and we will pop up candidates that are relevant. And we have literally a why this expert box, so that you can very quickly see, oh, they served on the code committee on this exact issue. Oh, they've testified 52 times on this, So it's at a glance, an attorney or an adjuster or a claims professional can understand an expert's background and in context to the case or the claim, and very quickly, determine, hey, this is somebody that I should call. And of course, you still have to have an interview, you still have to discuss with these people and identify if they're the right fit. But we're trying to, shorten that cycle time that right now is hours, days, can be months to find that right expertise. Can we make that seconds or minutes?
If you had one or two industry events that you can't live without, what are those two events?
Well, I should preface this by saying I'm biased.
Okay.
So
Someone's on a board.
Yeah, I am a co-founder of PowerCon.
Oh, which was excellent this year.
Thank you very much.
So good. Love the new venue.
Yes, and that's Nicole Barecki.
I know.
Really, she does so many amazing things.
Yeah.
So so PowerCon is a big one for me, and I was on I helped out the education committee on the LEA for about 5 years, so very close to heart with the LEA. But I also love Onshore Energy Conference in London. PIGS. I'm speaking this year.
Come on, man. I registered yesterday. What are the most important things that adjusters, engineers, experts, that they should have on their CV?
I think of a CV as a story, and it's evidence of somebody's expertise. Engineers helping non-technical people understand their experience is one of the primary jobs of a CV. And one of the things that because obviously one of the driving principles of Witnessly is helping people understand expertise. One of the things that we discovered early on is that the way that an attorney will describe the expertise that they're looking for is very different from how an adjuster will describe that same need, or a company person or carrier will describe that same need, which is also different from how the expert themselves will describe themselves. So making it easy for somebody to understand your expertise.
So, very last thing here. I love kind of leaving people with a piece of advice. What is a piece of advice you've had in your career that has helped shape who you are?
In order to answer this, I have to share kind of what a nerd I am.
Okay.
So very early in my career, this is like 20 years ago, I took it upon myself. I went around to my competitors and I asked them advice. And so Bob Wiedoff, who later became my boss and my mentor, and I'm still learning from to this day, I asked him, hey, when you were starting out, what's the piece of advice that you wish someone had given you? And I did this to several people. Bob's answer was to really pay attention to your mission statement and your vision statement. That, it kind of seems like a business 101 thing, but at the time LWG, their mission statement was on every computer when you fired it up. It was written on the wall. Everyone could recite it. And to me, that's such an inspirational look at, what a mission statement can truly be with a team of people. Another one was Frank Culberson, who used to be the CEO and then chairman of Rimkiss. When I asked him the same question, he said, I never regret any of my decisions because I made them with all of the information I had at the time. And I made the best decision I could, given that information. And that is literally something I have to remind myself, 20 years later, sometimes I still am like, thank you, Frank, because it's such a good way of looking at, these business decisions that we make. And you don't know if they're the right call or not, but you make the best decision that you can at the time.
Well, that's it for us. Liz, thank you so much for being on Coffee with Kev.
Yes.
And for all of you, thank you so much for continuing to watch Coffee with Kev. But we wish you all the best. We hope you have a great day and see you again next time.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure.